let's talk about all the babies. Thanks for coming to visit me at my little house on the bush. There's all sorts of babies happening at the moment because it's almost springtime. So we've got some chicks and we've got calves, and I'm just going to show you what we've been up to at the moment on the farm. He wants you to be his friend.
Yeah. It's like her. Cause it's so adorable.
I had a dream last night that Honey had given birth to her calf, so I'm just going to go and give her her brekkie and see if that's true. Honey is our Jersey cow. We have had her now for 3 years. This is the third calving that we're having with her, and it is just such a blessing to have a Jersey cow, not only for their delicious, rich, nutritious milk, but also for all of the cream, which means all of the butter and the cheese and the ice cream and the yogurt. It's all so good. I did not grow up on a farm or handling livestock. My husband grew up on a farm, but he never milked a cow. So this was a new skill that I had to learn, how to handle Honey, the cow, and how to hand milk. I actually learnt to hand milk. We first started out with a couple of dairy goats, which are much easier to work with, I will say. But these are skills that you can learn, and I think it's amazing that we can learn things and try new things. And I'm so glad that my kids get to grow up on a farm and they can try things and see me and my husband trying things and just foster that deep love of continual learning. Yeah, udder here. It's uddered up. Really full at the back now too. Before it was just sort of getting fuller underneath. And you can see this triangle bit here. This was sort of poking out before it was like full of calf, but now it's dropped down a bit, and she's holding her tail up a lot, and she's a bit swollen in the lady parts. So she should be calving, well, really any day now. We'll wait and see, won't we, Honey? So I checked on Honey, as you saw, and no, she hadn't had her calf. That was on Saturday morning. And Sunday morning, at about 8 o'clock, she had her calf. So one of the real benefits of homeschooling is that my children can form these relationships with the animals and nature around them. And it's so important and so special that they can have this time learning on their own. There's a quote from Charlotte Mason where she says, "It would be well if all we persons in authority, parents and all who act for parents, could make up our minds that there is no sort of knowledge to be got in these early years so valuable to children as that which they get for themselves of the world they live in. Let them once get touch with nature, and a habit is formed which will be a source of delight throughout life. We were all meant to be naturalists, each in his degree, and it is inexcusable to live in a world so full of the marvels of plant and animal life and to care for none of these things.
Calf. So I was close. I knew it was close. So she had it on Sunday morning and she was doing really well and the calf was doing well. He was up and drinking and all that sort of stuff. And we went to town for a family luncheon, and when we got back I could see Honey in the paddock as I was driving up the driveway. I could see her and she just looked like she was sitting funny. She was sitting on the ground. That's not unusual for a cow, but the way that she was sitting, it looked a bit funny. So my husband wasn't with me at the time. He had gone to do another job, and so he was about 2 hours away. And we went to check on Honey, and we saw that she was lying there, and I saw that there was something wrong. I didn't know what. But it turns out she came down with what's called milk fever. And it's something that dairy cows and also sheep can be affected with. And she was not good. She looked so sad. So I don't have any footage of that because I was busy looking after my cow and didn't think to get my phone out and show you what was going on. But she looked so miserable. And there are some telltale signs of milk fever, which I've learned a lot about milk fever since Sunday. So she was lethargic, she was sitting down, her neck had an S-shaped bend to it, which I'll show you a picture of another cow that has it. So that's what it looks like. And her ears were cold. So she was not feeling well at all. I didn't know what to do. I was there. I had 3 of the kids by myself. My husband was, like I said, at least 2 hours away. I didn't know what to do, and I was just praying for this cow, this poor cow she just looked so miserable. And as I was just coming inside and thinking if I should just wait or if I should actually ring my father-in-law, I looked out the window and he had just pulled into our gateway. So he was coming up the gateway. I didn't have to call him. So he had a look and he knew straight away what was wrong. He said he'd seen it in a cow before, but like decades ago. But he had something that was just what we needed for it. So he went home and he got this stuff that you put in the cow to help her. And he had that stuff there, like just in case when he's ewes, he has some a flock of very good breeding ewes, and they often twin, and if they twin sometimes they can get milk fever as well. So he had this solution ready to go for when they were lambing. They'd finished their lambing. So he went and he got that solution. He gave it to the cow, and then within like 2 hours of having that solution, she was up and walking around and her normal self again. So it was a bit scary, but so glad she's recovering, and we're keeping a good eye on her. And looking after her and her baby. So that was the drama with Honey Cow.
And here is some footage of our adorable chicks that we've hatched in our incubator on our kitchen bench. We love doing this every year just to restock our laying herd. and it's so fun for the kids to watch the eggs hatch and the little chickies to grow up, and they learn to care for them, and it's just a great experience.
I find this so cute. No, don't. Call him Barky.
Call him
He's a
Barky.
nice little food.
Yeah, and he lay eggs sometimes.
Yeah, when he grows up, or if she grows up, she might lay eggs.
Yeah, and he called Barky.
Or it could be our new rooster.